Get ready for the dictation on the count of 3, 2, 1, start. The National Services Scheme (NSS) is an Indian government sector public service program conducted by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports of the Government of India, popularly known as NSS. The scheme was launched in Gandhiji's centenary year in 1969, aimed at developing students' personality through community service. NSS is a voluntary association of young people in colleges, universities, and at +2 level working for a campus community, especially villages. Linkage. After independence, the University Grants Commission, headed by S. Radhakrishnan, recommended the introduction of voluntary national service in academic institutions. This idea was again considered by the Central Advisory Board of Education (CABE) at its meeting in January 1950. After examining the idea and the experiences of other countries in this field, the board recommended that students and teachers should devote time to voluntary manual work. In the draft, the first 5-year plan adopted by the government in 1952 and the need for social and labor service by Indian students for 1 year was stressed. In 1958, Jawaharlal Nehru, in a letter to the chief ministers, considered the idea of social service as a prerequisite for graduation. He directed the Ministry of Education to formulate a suitable scheme for the introduction of national service into academic institutions. In May 1969, a conference of student representatives of universities and institutions of higher education, convened by the Ministry of Education and the University Grants Commission, also unanimously agreed that a national service scheme could be an instrument for national integration. The Planning Commission sanctioned an outlay of Rs 5 crores for the NSS during the fourth 5-year plan, stipulating that the NSS be a pilot project in selected institutions and universities. On 24 September 1969, the then Union Education Minister Shri V.K.R.V. Rao launched the NSS at 37 universities in several states of India. The scheme has been extended to all states and universities in the country and also +2 level institutes in many states. The then minister attached to PM of India, legendary Srimati Nandini Satpathy, had a strong hand in the conceptualization as well as in the launch of NSS. The symbol for the NSS has been based on the giant Rath wheel of the world-famous Konark Sun temple. The Black Pagoda is situated in Odisha, India. The wheel portrays the cycle of creation, preservation, and release. It signifies the movement in life across time and space. The symbol thus stands for continuity as well as change and implies the continuous striving of NSS for social change. The 8 bars in the wheel represents 24 hours of a day. The red color indicates that the volunteer is full of young blood that is lively, active, energetic, and full of high spirit. The navy blue color indicates the cosmos of which the NSS is tiny part ready to contribute its share for the welfare of the mankind. The program aims to instilling the idea of social welfare in students and to provide service to society without bias. NSS volunteers work to ensure that everyone who is needy gets help to enhance their standard of living and lead a life of dignity. In doing so, volunteers learn from people in villages how to lead a good life despite a scarcity of resources. It also provides help in natural and man-made disasters by providing food, clothing, and first aid to the disasters victims. At national level headquarters, the Directorate of NSS, New Delhi, is the nodal authority of the NSS scheme and covers 28 states and 8 UTs across the country. The 15 regional directorates are the nodal authority in the regions which works with state level NSS cells within states. Each university has university level NSS cell under which institutions, schools and colleges based NSS units operate. Most government and government aided institutions have volunteer NSS units. Institutions are encouraged to have NSS volunteers. A unit typically comprises 20 to 40 students. It can be more based on the capacity of institution. They are managed internally by a responsible party from the school or college who reports to the NSS coordinator. Most institutions do not have a separate uniform for NSS volunteers as one of the great and dedicated toward welfare of India captain. There are two types of activities: regular activities 120 hours and annual special camp 120 hours. All the NSS volunteers who have served NSS for at least 2 years and have performed 240 hours of work under NSS are entitled to a certificate from the university under the signature of the Vice Chancellor and the program coordinator. The annual camps are known as special camps. Camps are held annually, funded by the Government of India, and are usually located in a rural village or a city suburb. Volunteers may be involved in such activities as cleaning, afforestation, stage shows, or a procession, creating awareness of issues such as social problems, education, and cleanliness, awareness rallies, inviting doctors for health camps, community survey. There are no predefined or pre-assigned tasks. It is left up to the volunteers to provide service in any way that is feasible. Camps typically last between a week and 10 days, although camps for shorter periods are also conducted by NSS. In the past, the themes of the special camping programs have been youth against famine, youth against dirt and disease, youth for rural reconstruction, youth for eco-development, youth for mass literacy, harmony, youth for sustainable development with a special focus on watershed management and wasteland development, healthy youth for healthy India. In some institutions and colleges, volunteers are involved in regular blood donation and traffic control, regulating queues in temples and preventing stampedes at functions. National conferences are held regularly to conduct white paper and project presentations. NSS resembles the Bharat Scouts and Guides, National Cadet Corps, NCC, and other programs developed for national welfares